So welcome back to Indoors with the Morgans. Well, at least for now it's indoors, but I'm holding on to some hope that later on today we'll be able to head down to the sawmill and get a few things done. But it has been miserable. It started raining last night, probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and it's still raining out there, but I think it's going to be over here pretty shortly. It wasn't as bad as what the forecast said. They were calling for well over an inch of rain. I don't think we got anywhere near that. It's just been a light, steady rain going on about 13, 14 hours right now. So hopefully we'll get down to the mill because I am chomping at the bit to tear into some of those red pines. If you didn't see the last video, we got 2 huge loads of red pine logs from Adler and Sons, and a lot of people are asking what we're going to do with them. The better question would be, what aren't we going to do? I need another wood shed. I need a chicken coop, a bigger, improved chicken coop. I need a firewood stand, maybe some more outbuildings. Who knows? But there's a ton of wood there. If I had to guess, there's well over 7,500 board feet in those 2 loads, probably 8,000 feet. I don't even know. Once we get into 1 or 2 of those logs, we'll kind of get an idea of how much is there, but there's quite a bit. And for red pine, they are super nice. Normally, you don't see them that big around here. Like the ones down in the cabin in West Virginia are all probably about, I don't know, 16 inches in diameter. Maybe some even a little bit smaller, where these, a lot of them are 18, 20, maybe even 22 inches in diameter. There's some smaller ones mixed in there as well, but when you get into those softwoods, like 18, 20 inches, man, it produces some boards in a hurry. It really does. So yeah, we got a good stockpile, and I'm ready to start sawing some. I may even sell a little red pine just through Facebook Marketplace. It's great wood for, outbuildings and siding, and I even use it for structural lumber. I built our entire woodshed all out of red pine except for the treated posts that went in the ground. I built our other chicken coop out of red pine as well. I have to go back and look and see what stain I used on the chicken coop. On the woodshed, I used that Ready Seal product, and it was really good. I'm going on at least 3 years right now. It could get hit again this summer, but I can't remember what I used on the chicken coop. I'll have to go back and look in those videos. I liked it better. I think it looks better, and so far it's holding up pretty good too, but it's only been out in the weather maybe a year or so. So that's the plan with the red pine. Got a lot of plans for it. But before we continue, I wanted to show you something. Check this out right here. We got more mugs, and I can't believe we didn't get the orange one sooner. This is by far my favorite. We've got orange, green, and gray. But yeah, really like the orange. Everything we have around here is orange. And I think with the black letters, it looks fantastic. So there will be a link in the description and a pinned comment as well. But full disclosure, I have to tell you something that you're probably going to be shocked. I don't drink coffee. I mean, I like a nice mug, don't get me wrong, but I don't drink coffee out of a mug. And a lot of people find that hard to believe. A lot of people think, a lot of people need that cup of coffee to get going in the morning. I come right out of the gate. I'm ready to go. I don't need coffee to do that. But the older I get, the more I'm like an electric vehicle. Fully charged in the morning, I'm ready to go. But you get into a higher climate and cold weather, I lose range throughout the day. But I don't know. I never drank coffee. Well, I take that back. When I was 17, I think I was 17 years old, I tried a cup of coffee. I didn't like it. And I just never got around to trying it again. I don't know why. Nothing against it, just not my thing. All right, we're down here at the sawmill now, and boy was I wrong. I thought the rain was gonna let up some, but I think it's actually raining harder. But that's okay, because we will stay relatively dry under this roof here. But I just loaded the first red pine log on the mill, and what I'd like to do today is kind of gain some information. A couple things I'd like to learn. Number one, I want to see how sappy this red pine is. Normally when it's cut in the middle of winter, it's not as bad, and this was cut just a few weeks ago, so hopefully it's not too bad. I want to see if I can just use water and washer fluid for blade lube. I may have to switch to some diesel fuel. We'll see. I also want to try to get an idea just how much of this stuff we have. That log right there is about an average size that we got, and that log was about 26 feet long, so I cut 3 8-footers out of it. Well, 8 feet 6 inches long. We will cut 8-footers, 10-footers, 12-footers, maybe even some 16 or 18, depending on what we need. But once we saw one of these up, we'll get a pretty good idea on how it's going to saw and how much of this stuff we have. One thing that I learned already is how old these are. So this came off the bottom of the butt log, and I did my best to count the rings, but you can learn a lot from this. If you look, the tree grew to about 2.5, 2 3/4 inches in diameter in the first 5 years. And then as you can see, it slowed way down. Look how tight these growth rings are all through here. And then they start to get a little bit wider, and even wider yet. But this has 75 growth rings, so that would mean these were planted, what, like 1949, 1950? Somewhere's around there, which that kind of makes sense. I think the ones that we have on our property here were a little bit later, like 1960. But in 75 years, it's about 19 inches at the butt. This end up here is probably about 16, maybe not even that. But from there on up, there's not a whole lot of taper. Yeah, 16 inches on this end. So when I first started looking at red pine was probably 10 years ago. I knew we had some grown on the property, and I had talked to a guy that owns a big sawmill operation, and I asked him about it. I said, hey, I got a lot of these red pines. Is it worth, sawing into lumber for like siding or structural lumber or things like that? And he didn't speak very highly of it. And later on, I kind of figured it out. I think it's because he just didn't want to fool with it, and he thought that I had wanted him to saw it. So I kind of forgot about it for a few years, and then I got talking to more people and found out they saw a lot of this red pine. And it's good for, like I said, siding, even structural wood for sheds and outbuildings and things like that. I think they even make flooring out of it. It's a pretty wood. You'll see here in just a little bit. But yeah, it's actually pretty nice stuff. Like I said, the only downside is it can be pretty sappy at times, but just handling this log so far, it doesn't seem to be near as bad as what I'm used to. So hopefully that's a good sign. But anyway, let's fire up the mill and we'll open this one up, see what it looks like. And I keep telling myself to saw fast because this LT-50 is going to rip right through this thing, and you don't want to go too slow. You'll get a bunch of chatter marks, and it's just better to saw it the way it wants to be sawed. All right, so far I am really liking what I see. I like it a lot. We only made a couple cuts so far. I got nothing showing up on the blade. The wood is absolutely beautiful. And look how nice that's sawing. Really nice. All right, give you a look at what we got here. Can you imagine the beams, like nice big beams you could make out of this. That stuff's really nice. Yeah. Let me see how big this is. We're 10.5 inches wide. 10.5. I'm currently sawing these ones 4/4, 1 inch thick. But I think for like siding for a woodshed or something, I'll probably go down to 7/8. I think that is plenty. 1 inch is still pretty thick. Yeah. I think that's what I did on the woodshed, if I remember correctly. Everything was 7/8 of an inch thick on the siding. All right, I am just starting to get some buildup on the blade. I think when I saw this, I will run some diesel fuel. That'll take care of that. But out of that one log, I got 7 1x10s and some 2x4s. These pieces right there, I will use to make some stickers out of that. Last two on the mill, I screwed up. I didn't have it clamped tight enough, and I was trying to get through the cut, and I saw it kind of rise up. I thought things were going to end badly, but all we did was screw up 2 2x4s. But anyway, out of that one log, I got about 85 board feet of lumber. Okay, that's one 8-footer, 85 board feet, and that was the butt log. So with that being said, let's be ultra conservative here and say we get 50 board feet out of every 8-foot log. All right, 50 board feet. So I attempted to count all these 3 times, and I still don't know exactly how many's in there, but there's somewhere around 60 poles. All of them are at least 26 feet long. Okay, so let's just say 60 poles, and that's not counting these few short ones right here. So if you take 60 times 3 logs, right, 180 logs total times 50 board feet, 9,000 board feet. I think that's a pretty conservative estimate, but yeah, I think that's about what we got. So if my math is right, which I think it is, 9,000 board feet, to give you some idea how much that is, that would equal a fence 8 feet tall, 1,125 feet long. Solid wood from end to end. Yeah, I think that's right. About 1,100 feet, 8 feet tall is what 9,000 board feet equals. I think that's the case. That's actually pretty exciting. That makes me happy. It does. We have a very nice inventory now of red pine. So anytime we need lumber, we're gonna have it. But anyway, right now we need to head up to the building because I need to go over something that's very important. So this day kind of got away from me. It is somehow 9 p.m. already, just about my bedtime. But I've been over here in the game room editing some video, checking some trail cameras down at the cabin. Here's a pretty cool clip right here of some deer and turkeys together. That's up there in that sweet spot that I talk about all the time. For some reason, that one spot, there's always activity. Deer, turkey, fox, coyote, you name it, always passing through there. But anyway, it looks like down at the cabin, they got way more rain than we did. It just finished raining here a little bit ago. We probably did end up with about an inch of rain. Down there, it looks like they got quite a bit more. I hope to get back down there maybe someday this week. We'll see how it goes. I should be able to make that happen. But we're going to get started down there working to finish the inside of the cabin and the shower house as well. I was thinking, you know, I was planning on using some real nice tongue and groove white pine inside the cabin like we did in here, but we wouldn't stain it this color. But I'm liking the look of that red pine too. You know what I mean? Just put it up rough. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to run that by Melissa, but we definitely have plenty of it to do that. So I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll have to see. Then you could probably, I could just let it air dry for a couple months inside the building here. And I think it would be plenty stable enough to put up. I may do that. We'll have to see. But something I wanted to mention before we wrap this up. This is important. I mentioned this last year, and this is a really good thing that could really help a good organization. It's the Kubota Hometown Proud grant program. This is the 4th annual one that they've done, and it's for anybody nonprofit, you know, like a 4-H club, a Little League organization, has to be a nonprofit, but Kubota offers these grants for them to use to, you know, fix up a ball field or for any project that they need. I won't go into all the details. There will be a link in the description, but the way this works is if you are part of an organization like a nonprofit, you can apply and they give away a lot of money and help a lot of people out. I remember last year when I mentioned this, a lot of people submitted applications, but you can submit those applications between March 1st and April 12th. So you still have time. And like I said, there'll be a link in the description. It says right here, chance to win $50,000 in the Kubota Hometown Proud grant program. And they're awarding more grants than ever this year, and your hometown could be next. So I know a lot of people that watch this channel are involved with different nonprofits, and this could really be a good thing. So check out the link, apply, and good luck. I think that's about it. Don't forget the mugs. Orange, green, and I think we have a few gray. Levi will be putting these on the website at the same time this video publishes. I'm really liking the orange. I mean, I like the green as well, but I'm kind of partial to orange. That's a nice mug right there. Ceramic. But anyway, I think that's about it. I appreciate y'all being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.